All right, we're back with another video. This is going to be a little different. Today, I wanted to go into music discovery. And when I say that, I want to tell you how I listen to music and how I find music, and how other people should at least look out for music instead of listening to the same songs on repeat. So let me go into this and the reason why I wanted to make this video. I'm not gonna name names. But one of my friends, right? He does this now, but I'm gonna say before. One of my friends, he on Spotify. He just has a liked songs playlist, sort of. He has other playlists for other things, right? But his main songs that he listens to is through his like songs. There's about 100. It's probably 130 at most. That's it. He has other playlists, but they probably have maybe 100 songs each, and there's probably 6 of them, maybe. I guess that's benefit of the doubt. You know, benefit of the doubt. And I made a joke with him a couple months back. I'm like, dude, do you he put on a song. I forget what he put on. I'm like, dude, this was 3 months ago. Yeah, it's a good song, but you've been playing this for 3 months. It's and this is your new pick. And he's like, dude, this is good. This was only 3 months ago. I found this 3 months ago. And I'm like, dude. Do you listen to any other music? Do you listen out and branch out? Do you even listen to Discover Weekly? And he's like, what's that? I'm like, oh, here we go. So I told him about Discover Weekly, and ever since he has been listening to Discover Weekly. And basically, if you guys don't know what the Discover Weekly is, at least on Spotify, is, let me go over to mine. The Discover Weekly is a weekly thing for music. It RNG Spotify's. It RNGs in a sense. I've gotten songs that I've already listened to and that shit's ass, or I've already added to my playlist a while ago and I removed them. Dude, why am I getting this again? But usually, it's got it's a decent hit rate. You know, you're not adding every single song you get suggested here, but you're gonna at least get one decent song a week, if not more, which is great. That's really good. I don't know if there's an Apple Music version of the Discover Weekly. If there is, then let me know. But I don't use Apple Music, nor have I ever used Apple Music. Actually, no, I did use it once. How many years ago was that? Holy shit! How that was 5 years ago, 6 years ago. There was a free trial for 3 months. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have to pay for Spotify. Yeah, I'll take you up on that. Anyways, so music discovery, and I'm talking about this because I feel like there's a lot of people in the same boat as my friend, where you have a playlist that's 100 songs, and okay, you have different playlists, right? Let's say a driving playlist, or a gaming playlist, a chill playlist, stuff like that, which is fine. Do I have that? No. I have 2 playlists. It's the What Am I Listening To playlist and my playlist. So, yeah. For my playlist, I try to make it the everything under the sun, basically. That's what it is. I really don't care. Whatever's on it is whatever's on it. If I'm sick of or annoyed of a song, then I'm like, this is not hitting, I'll remove it. To me, it's that easy. This playlist, let's go over to it. Actually, I haven't really showed off this playlist, but I don't really care if anyone looks at it. It's got over almost 1,004 songs. This is the playlist I've had for years. This is the main playlist. When I talk about the playlist in the What Am I Listening To videos, this is the playlist. This is the playlist that I go through my Discover Weekly. I'll add the song, be like, oh, that sounds pretty good. I'll add it, and then it will come up and route, and then I'll listen to it a couple times. If it comes up a couple times, I'll be like, okay, that's pretty good. I'm going to leave that on there. But then I'm like, It comes up a couple times. I'm like, whatever. I'll remove it or whatever. That's what this playlist is. It's a long playlist. I've had this playlist forever. I've removed a lot from this playlist, and I've added a lot to this playlist. So yeah, technically this playlist hit like 1,000 songs 4 years ago, and it's only gotten technically 400 since those 4 years. But that's because I've removed a lot of songs. There was a lot of cuts to this playlist. This playlist has been through a lot, to be honest. But yeah, so let me go over what I do, because like I said, I do think a lot of people don't really listen to music other than like, popular music, or I don't know, whatever fucking Spotify recommends, or you just hear a song. And like, I don't get that. I really don't. Because to me, I want to hear everything I fucking possibly can under the sun. That's the whole point of this. That's literally the whole point of this. It's music discovery. I'm recommending stuff that I like, and then you guys comment what you're listening to. That's the point. That's why I like okay, obviously I like the Rock Band and Guitar Hero franchise for the gameplay, right? That's front and center. But a nice big cherry, the biggest cherry imaginable, maybe like 20 cherries on top, is music discovery. Even if the chart is donkey dick, it doesn't matter. The song's good. Thank you for the song. You know what I mean? you see where I'm going with that? Like, Lean With Me from Juice WRLD and Festival, chart-wise, is boring as all fucking hell, chart-wise. It's shit. It really is. It's not good. But the song is fantastic, you know? You see where I'm going with that? So, like, harmonics has always been about that. Music discovery is key. Music discovery is like primary. So I respect that. But obviously in a rhythm game, gameplay is more takes over, right? That's why when I do the rankings, I talk about the charts, not how good the song is. I'll mention if the song is good or not, but that doesn't take an account of the ranking. It used to, but not really anymore. I'm caring about those charts. You know what I mean? I love Lady Gaga, but all of her shit's D tier because like none of those charts are fun. So let me also mention that I used to be like this before I say this. I used to be like this actually a lot, very hard. I had like a very like stigma of what I added to the playlist. The original playlist was a very like pre-2000s playlist. I would never add anything past 2000s. And then I'm like, why? That's such a stupid, because obviously let me go back. This is the playlist title, and I'm like, oh yeah, anything before 2000s, right? But then I realized like it it might sound stupid, but I realized like out of time, they go to the future. It could be anything. It could be shit from the fucking 60s all the way to the 2000 and fucking 80s. You know what I mean? You get where I'm going with that? It sounds cheesy, but it is cheesy. It's a cheesy name. But like, that's, and I clicked in my head, I'm like, yeah, why the fuck am I like saying no to these and only like before 2000 songs? Like that sounds really stupid. So the whole concept of the playlist changed, and it's now just the playlist, right? So over the years, obviously, I've listened to multiple different genres of music, and obviously branched out. So, and I feel like people are in these categories, and you can even see like when we do the festival tier list and stuff, the community festival tier list, you can even see that people like only like certain genres, or not even that. Even when we did the Fortnite GG songs, when I went through all those, you can see that people are in this like box with genres of music. And the big one was for me this year at Coachella. Was this year at Coachella for festival good? No, it really wasn't. But you don't know what is it? The Amy and the Sniffers song, which was fine. I just think some of the charting was bad and no alt chart, stupid. But the song was fine. And Blame Brett, oh my God, was Blame Brett so good. But those are some of the least liked jam tracks in the game on Fortnite GG, which Fortnite GG is really bad. Do not get me wrong. But the people that go on Fortnite GG, obviously, all hate Blame Brett for some reason, or all hate, you shouldn't be doing that, or whatever the hell that song's called, right? compared to like other songs in the game. And I mention this because like these people that negatively rated these songs on Fortnite GG of all things definitely didn't listen to the song. They didn't. Not at all. There's no way that everyone that put the shit emoji on Blame Brett, and you shouldn't be doing that, definitely did not listen to the songs. They just were like, oh, there's better at Coachella. I want more Charlie XCX. You know what I mean? That's what it was. Or like, I want more Green Day. Which is fine. You can have that. Like, you can be like, oh, I wanted this artist, I wanted that artist. And that's fine. But you got to give these other artists a chance. Right? You got to give these other artists a chance. And that's the problem, I think. I don't think people are really looking into other artists or looking into musicians and are just taking popular artists and only listening to them and calling it a day. I really do. I think that is a good majority of people, to be honest. I think that's a good, solid majority of people. So I'm going to talk about how I go through music discovery and how I find songs, and all that. So obviously, Rock Band Festival, we don't really need to talk about those. You obviously know why those. That's blatant, right? You play through all the songs in Rock Band, you play through all the songs in guitar, all the songs you get out of the festival. I'm playing those all, and I'm like, oh, that's a great song. Oh, that sounds amazing. That's cool. Obviously, I'm playing through the chart. I have to listen to the song to play the chart. So, like, obviously, boom, that's one. Right? That's one. But there's obviously more than just that. Like Rock Band, in a sense. Rock Band and Guitar Hero are like kind of in a box also, because Guitar Hero, Rock Band, it's only rock majority of the times. Obviously, the whole like meme of like, oh, this is supposed to be rock band, not pop band, like that whole meme. But like I said, harmonics has always been about music discovery, right? So, like, yeah, even if the charts are terrible, it's still music discovery. Like, when they added, like, Poker Face and shit. And I think, what Rock Band was that? Rock Band 2, I think, maybe? DLC? It's like, yeah, I know, the game's called Rock Band. But, like, music discovery and all that. And that's why, obviously, festival is not called Fortnite Band. Even band, like, even saying band would, Fortnite Festival, I just think, is a better title for it, because they can just do whatever they want, basically, with that kind of premise, is what I'm saying. But moving on from Festival, let's stop talking about Festival. Let's talk about other stuff outside of just discoveries from Rock Band, Guitar Hero, stuff like that. So, like I said, Discover Weekly. Discover Weekly is my main thing. If you use Spotify, use Discover Weekly. It's so good. It refreshes every Monday. Yeah, it even says that. Every Monday it refreshes with 30 songs. I think it's almost 30 every single time. And yeah, you can get dog shit, obviously, but you can get really good stuff too. Don't get me wrong. You can obviously get garbage, but I listen to the entire thing. I give each song a decent chance and try to figure out if I like it or not. If I think it sounds good enough, I'll be like, oh yeah, that sounds cool enough. I'll add it for now. And then, like I said, with my main playlist, if it ever shows up again and I hear it a couple times, I'm like, actually, on second, third, fourth, fifth time listening, it's kind of garbage. Or third, fourth, fifth time listening, I'm like, wow, this is really good. I'm going to keep listening to this one more. So yeah, that's the good thing about having a all-encompassing playlist that is almost a fucking 2,000 songs long, is because you can just keep listening. To me, that playlist doesn't get repetitive. And if I think a song gets annoying after a bit because I've like listened to it for 4 or 5, 6 years, I'll be like, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. You know what I actually removed recently because I was like, I'm kind of getting annoyed of it. I don't think it's in here anymore. Could be wrong. No, it is still in here. I'm getting rid of this right now. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of sick of it now. I'm gone with that. Dirty Little Secrets. It's a fine song. I don't hate it. It's just kind of getting annoying for me. So yeah, it's gone. So there's that. But yeah, that's what I do with the playlist. I'll route the playlist. If I think it's a good song, I'll keep it in. And I keep listening to it, obviously. And if I think it's a garbage song, or I think I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of sick of this now. I've been listening to this song for like a couple of years now. It's due part. I'm done with it. And if anytime I can always go back, like, actually, that was a really good song. Why did I ever remove it? What was I fucking thinking? And I can add it back. That's the great thing about an all-encompassing playlist. So let's go into what I was talking about. So Discover Weekly, like I said, every Monday you go through it, 30 songs. I do it every week. I do it usually when I edit. You can do it whenever you want, really. You have for the entire week. It's the same 30 songs until it resets. If you want, you can even add these songs if you don't have enough time. You can add these songs to like a fucking filler playlist, right? Just like throw them in a random ass like Discover Weekly only playlist, and you just add them all there, and you could just keep adding the weeks if you don't have time to listen to them all, and then just listen to that big playlist that has all the Discover Weekly songs you've ever had on it, in that all-encompassing playlist. Which that sounds like a fun kind of interesting idea you could do too. But yeah, Discover Weekly is great. I will always love the Discover Weekly. I think is a fantastic thing. Spotify is garbage in a sense, but Apple's garbage too, and there's not that many obviously like streaming music platforms. Obviously we could talk about the whole let's download every song individually, but then that also gets into piracy in a sense, and I'm for certain types of arg, but we have indie songs on this playlist, and I'm not going to do that to indie artists. I'm not. That's the last thing I want to do. Big artists, yeah, they can kind of go fuck themselves. I don't really care. They have enough money. But indie artists that I always try to support, that's not happening. That's not happening. I'm not going to do it to them. I will do it to the big artists because they definitely have enough money. They can spare $1 or whatever, fucking 50 cents. But the small artists, no, I will not do that to the small artists. Never in a million. It's kind of like pirating an indie game, you know. It's like you pirate a AAA game. Who fucking cares? But pirating an indie game, come on, buddy. You're stepping over a line that should not be crossed. Okay, come on. So it's in the same vein as that. It's definitely in the same vein as that. Even pirating bigger artists, right? Certain artists. It's like I would never want to pirate an artist I really appreciate and really like, you know what I mean? But if it's a bigger artist, you know, and it's like I like one song, I'm like, who cares? But you know what I mean? You kind of get where I'm going. I don't like pirating indie stuff, indie bands, new up-and-comers. That's where I'd draw the line. Big stuff, they have enough money. They don't really need any more. But you know, you see where I'm going. You see where I'm going. Anyways, and that's why I don't like doing that. That's my main reasoning. If you're going to do it, I'm not going to criticize you too much because I definitely see a vision there, obviously. But indie artists is my big thing. Indie artists has always been my big thing. I don't want to do that to them. Anyways, what else do I do? So Discover Weekly is the main thing. That's probably number one. I think if you're not going through the Discover Weekly, you gotta be going through that, or a similar vein. I don't know if Apple Music has a certain one like that or what, but that to me is the big one. This is the big one. This is how you're gonna find new artists. This is how I found Double Standard with Sweat. Obviously, I love that fucking song. Where is it? I added more from them. But this is how I found Double Standard. I always mention them. It's because Sweat is an amazing song. Sweat's so good. And there's obviously some other artists I've found through that that I think are really solid too. But yeah. And it's just fun to go through this. You know, every time I go through this, I always have a good time going through the Discover Weekly. Because you can find bands you already know about, and then it gives you a new song. Like this song by Ghost was really good, you know. Like this route was kind of ass, to be honest. This is definitely one of the weaker routes I've had. But, you know, it's still fun going through it. Even if the road is kind of just whatever, to be honest. But yeah, so another thing I go through, and I don't think people do, is, so let's pretend, here, let's actually go here. Because I usually don't show this off because I kind of like keeping it on the down low because I do the what am I listening to videos. But we can go through top artists of the month, and, you know, I always have a good time going through this. You know, every time I go through this, I always have a good time going through this. So let's pretend, here, let's actually go here. Because I usually don't show this off because I kind of like keeping it on the down low because I do the what am I listening to videos. But we can go through top artists of the month, and this is always good to go and see what your top artist of the month is, because you can see like, okay, I'm listening to a lot of Paramore, MCR, Maroon 5, Lady Gaga, The Cure, right? And obviously the reason I've been listening to these, because I'm about to tell you why. And then the next point is to go through your favorite artist albums. If you like an artist, go through their fucking albums. If you like a certain song by a certain artist, like I did with Counting Crows, Mr. Jones, I went through the entirety of August. Where the hell is it? August and everything after. Where the hell is it? This is the deluxe edition. I don't know where the normal one is. Maybe you can switch it? Yeah, one more released. I went through the entirety of this album because I love Mr. Jones. And yeah, it has the same vibes. So if you like a certain song by a certain artist, go through the album that it originated from. I don't think that many people fucking do this. I really don't. I don't think people do that. I really don't think people do that. Go through your favorite artists, all their albums. Why not? If you like an artist enough, why wouldn't you do that? I think it's kind of stupid you wouldn't. So recently, I said it in the What Am I Listening To video. I said I wanted to go through, because I went through Maroon 5. Because I know Songs About Jane, right? And I'm like, yeah, let me fucking go through that. I don't know why I haven't done that fully yet. Like, I've listened to bits and pieces of Songs About Jane, but I haven't gone through it fully. And I went through it fully, and then I went through the second album, and I went to this one too, Hands All Over. And then I already know that I don't want to go through... I know I don't want to go through 5. That's the last album I want to go through. And I... There's no reason. Maps, Animals, Sugar. I think I'm good. I think I'm gonna leave it there. So yeah, I already know that I don't like any of those popular songs from that album, so there's no reason to go through it. There's no reason to go through it for me. But the other albums, yeah, I'll go through them. And then I just went through Panic. I like Panic. I went through them for a little bit. You know, not too much. But then I went through Fall Out Boys too, because I knew Fall Out Boys was pretty good too. That I like some of their songs, obviously Dance Dance and stuff like that. And yeah, a lot of good there's actually a plethora of good Fall Out Boy songs. So that I found, I'm like, wow, that is really good. I might remove some of these in the later. I only listened to them like once, and I'm like, that sounds good enough. I'll add it, and we'll figure it out later if I like them enough to keep them. And like, to me, that, you know, this playlist I care about, obviously, but like, I don't really care what I add to it, because I always think, oh, it's not like I bought the song or anything. I can remove it whenever I want. If I want it back, I can add it back whenever I want, you know? And that's the thing about the whole purchase every song individually or pirate ARG method, is if you're going to buy every song individually, you buy a whole album, right? And you like only like 2 songs off of it, or you like the whole album, and then maybe over time you're just kind of sick of it, and you start removing them, so all your money kind of goes to waste there. Right? So that method, and then the ARG method, you're gonna have to download all these songs. I mean, maybe it's not too long to download every individual song from these, but it gets to a point where like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of songs. I got like over 1,400 songs in this playlist alone. That's a decent amount of songs. I won't lie. But yeah. And I don't think that many people go through albums from their favorite artists. I really don't. You can also do the whole, like, I don't really show this either because I like waiting until the end. But you can go through songs that you're listening to. You're like, oh, I've been listening to a lot of Green Grass and High Tides by The Outlaws. Maybe I'll go through that album. Digital Love by Daft Punk. Maybe I'll go through Discovery. And it's like, it's limitless. You can do this for fucking ever. You really can, because it's an ever evolving snowball that just keeps rolling. because like I have so many albums that I want to listen to, so many things that I can listen to, because we have the Discover Weekly where you listen to songs by pre-existing artists you already know and new stuff, right? Like I said, I already went through the entirety of Double Standard because I found Sweat. I thought Sweat was really good. The only downside of me going through Double Standard is I realized Sweat is really my only favorite song from them. Their other songs are fine. I don't think they're bad. I added a couple, but nothing reaches that height of Sweat for me. So yeah, but you might have a different opinion on another artist you find through Discover Weekly. It's all RNG based, and it's kind of all based on what you listen to, right? So and I want to mention that you could be listening to the same genre over and over and over and over again. You might only get suggested that stuff. And yeah, it's a little tough to jump out of a genre Discover Weekly. But I don't know how good the Discover Weekly is in like jumping genres. I don't know how good it is. I think my playlist and the main stuff I listen to is decently diverse enough. Yeah, majority of it is rock, obviously. But like electronic, goth, kind of older rock, more electronic, Japanese, punk, right? Punk, Metro Booming playlist for Spider-Verse. You know what I mean? It's kind of like all over the place. It's not really consistent. There's definitely a consistency, but it's not like a crazy consistency, right? It's consistent enough, but like it's definitely diverse in a sense here. So I think mine's decent enough to where I can get a good decent RNG for Discover Weekly, but I'm not sure if you just only listen to like one genre, just say rock, or metal or something. I don't know how good diverse the Discover Weekly is. I have no idea. I'm not in that ballpark. I have no clue. But usually it is more towards whatever you're listening to. It's gonna get pushed, or like an artist you listen to, it's gonna push that artist. So yeah. But when I was listening to a lot of Beach Bunny, it pushed me a lot of indie rock stuff like Sweat, which was really nice. So it definitely is based on what you were listening to at that current moment. It definitely helps. If you're listening to more diverse stuff, you're gonna get more diverse and different kind of genres of songs and stuff, which is really fun. I love that. I love that a lot. What else do I need to mention? Yeah, just go through artists that you like. Like I said, go through your profile. If you are on Spotify, you can check this. Top artists, right? You go through your top artists and be like, oh yeah, man, I love Paramore. Let me go through all the Paramore albums, which I did. Let me go through all the Maroon 5 albums, or good decent majority, because they fall off hard. That I did that. Obviously The Cure, Lady Gaga, Fall Out Boy, like majority of these top artists I've went through all their albums because I like them and I think they're good artists until they fall off. Even you kind of fell off. Even if they fall off, you could still see where they're going and what's going on, right? And yeah, that's the great thing about at least it probably does the same thing on Apple Music. You can go through what artists you're listening to the most and be like, oh yeah, let me go through all of Linkin Park stuff, or The Weeknd, or like. Yeah, there's definitely like The Weeknd. I think I probably should go through more of The Weeknd, stuff like that. Evanescence, I probably should go through more Evanescence, right? Ghost, I was thinking about Ghost. Maybe I should go through Ghost or The Smiths, like there's definitely artists in here. I'm like, yeah, maybe I should go through more of their shit, So yeah, and this is just a great like little like, oh, you can just check. It's like, okay, I'm listening to these guys the most. Oh yeah, I'm listening to these guys the most because I have the most fucking songs from them on my playlist. That makes sense. But like you go down a little bit more, it's like, oh yeah, I have less songs from Blink on the playlist. Maybe I should go through them because I like a couple of their songs, right? Man, it's endless. To be honest, it is endless. You can go to infinity with this. It's never ending, and there's obviously new bands that are gonna make new music or more music, and that's what helps with the Discover Weekly. Obviously, I don't want to be like Discover Weekly or bust, right? That's why I'm also saying go through your favorite artists or favorite song that you like. Like for me, it was I love Mr. Jones, and I like accidentally loved. That was from the Shrek soundtrack though, but Mr. Jones was in August and everything after or whatever. I'm like, let me go through that whole album. Originally, I went through just the top 10 songs. You can do that too. That's not a terrible idea. If you go to like an artist and you go through their just go MCR. You go through their top 10 here. You can go through these. And you know, it depends. Like Teenagers is their most popular. This is their worst song. But you know, you can go through their top and see what you like, right? You know, and if you like them enough, then you can go through all their albums, right? It's like that. You can do the same thing with Paramore, right? You could do this, but like I said, some of these songs I don't think are great. At least for me personally, I've said many times before. I think "Ain't It Fun" is a terrible fucking song. "Hard Times" is a garbage song. But you know, it definitely gives you a broad aspect or insight on what their most popular stuff is. Is it perfect all the time? No, not really. And I would say that a lot with the Counting Crows in Mr. Jones. Like I went through all these 10 songs. I was kind of like, they were alright, but like, meh, you know. But I liked Mr. Jones a lot. Why not go through the entirety of August and everything after? And I thought that was a pretty solid album. I do think. I thought that was a really solid album. So, you know, that was worth it. So, yeah. Anything else I want to say about music discovery? Go through your favorite artists. Listen to Discover Weekly. Check your profile. I don't know if there's an Apple version of that, but like, yeah, dude, this gives you a lot of insight on what you're listening to. It really does. It really does. You can see your top 50 songs of the month. This is what I use for the it's just duration of song. I think you could see like, a year or something. See your top artist of the month and top songs of the month, which is really nice that you can do that. Anyways, is there anything else I want to mention? I think those are the main things. Those are definitely the main things. Go through artists that you already like or listen to. If you like a song a lot by a certain artist, go through all their discography, go through their top 10, go through the album that song was from, right? That is one of the best ways to find music. Yeah, you're kind of boxing yourself into that one artist, but like if you like that artist enough, it's not too bad. You're boxing yourself into that one artist, right? But that's not terrible. It's not the end of the world because, like I said, Discover Weekly or bust. Because you can kind of keep going on with this, like, oh, let me go through Ghosts now, right? This is a bad Discover Weekly to really talk about. But yeah, there's better ones like when the one that I had Sweat in, that one was really good. So I went through the entirety of Double Standard because I love that song, and stuff like that. So it you know, Discover Weekly or bust in the sense of like finding new artists. But obviously, there's other ways people can tell you new stuff to listen to or whatever, right? There's a lot of good ways to find more music that isn't just putting yourself in this box of a genre or a certain type of music or anything, right? Because I feel like people, they box themselves in. I definitely did. I definitely did for a good couple years. Don't get me wrong. But especially recently, I think I'm veering away from that in a sense. It's not just only rock playlist. Grandma doesn't know what they hit him until they heard Amazing Rock Playlist #1. Imagine Dragons starts to play. Anyways, yeah, that's what I do. That's exactly what I do. That's how I find music. And yeah, I just don't think that many people are doing this. I don't think that many people are actually listening to their favorite artists' albums. I really think they're listening to like 2 songs by an artist. Like, yeah, dude, I love that song by that guy. It's like, oh, you know this song by this guy? What song? I don't know. What? Oh, is that like a deep cut? It's like, no, that's like their 5th most popular song. You don't know it? It's from the album that you listen to that other song in. Those other 2 songs, and you're like, huh? Really? It's like, dude, come on. You know what I mean? It's like, and like, okay, I could be in the same boat where like, oh, I don't know that song or that name, But I'll have it on the playlist and be like, oh shit, that's that song. But I have over 1,400 songs. It's not like I'm like, oh, what? It's not like I never listened to it. I'm like, oh yeah, I love that artist. What's that song? I didn't know that song. You know what I mean? It's more like you got 1,400 songs on the playlist. You're not gonna remember every fucking name, every song. It's kind of impossible, unless you really like that song after a period, obviously. And obviously, like, you don't want to clutter a playlist. I get that, but like with this playlist, especially for me, I don't really care. It's a cluttered playlist, and I don't really care. I like getting I love the RNG factor. We could RNG it right now. Let me play this. And then let's see what we got. Oh, let's see what we got. Everybody by Backstreet Boys. See, RNG. What's next? Oh yeah, Bollywood. Yeah, cool, man. Give him Hell Kid by MCR. Rihanna, like you can go on. Hallelujah, like it's sporadic, but it's funny. Overcompensate, you know, like it gets to a point where it's just utter chaos and nonsense, but like utter chaos and nonsense. The playlist is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. There's, you know, Forgiven, Fences, like, you know, it's just, oh, here's an 80s song, Planet Earth by Duran Duran. You know, it's fun. I love this playlist so much. I think it's amazing. I really do. I love this playlist. I've slowly have been perfecting this playlist over fucking years, bro. You don't know how much. And I'm getting to a point where I'm like, yeah, every song here is really good. There's obviously songs. It's a 1,400 song playlist almost. And there's definitely songs in here I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that's kind of ass. But it takes me a bit to get to that. You know, it takes me a bit to like, oh, wait, this is ass. Because there's 1,400 fucking songs in this playlist. I'm not going to remember every single individual song that's in this playlist. I can name a couple off the head. Obviously, some of my favorite songs of all time on the playlist. But, like, it's going to be hard to name all 1,398 songs on the damn playlist, you know? So, you know, and the RNG on Spotify isn't the greatest. Obviously, it's not fantastic. So, you know, you might be getting the same, like, 10 songs over and over again. Or 50 songs over and over again. That definitely happens, don't get me wrong. But I think you definitely get other stuff more than you don't. And, like, if you like a song enough, you will listen to it, you know, obviously over and over again. That's the whole point. But, like, in the sense of listening it over and over again on repeat is different than listening it over and over again randomized on a playlist that has a ton of different fucking songs. You know, I'd rather have a ton of different songs and get that song a couple, maybe like 4 times, 5 times a week than queuing it all in the same day and only listening to that one song a day. So yeah. I used to do that. That sucks. It's not fun. You get really annoyed at songs real quickly. And obviously when I used to not like do what I do now with the music discovery thing, and Discover Weekly and all that, it gets really repetitive and really annoying after a certain bit, and it ruins songs. It definitely does. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything else to say. Go listen to other stuff that isn't just the generic like 100 songs you probably listen to on repeat. And stop saying that you love this artist and you only know 2 songs from them. That's what I'm saying. You know, if you like an artist enough, go through their entire discography. Go through the album that you like that song from. There's probably other really good songs from that album that you don't even fucking know about. And that's the great thing about music discovery, because it's limitless if you know a good amount of artists, music, and you utilize Discover Weekly for me. But you know what I mean. Whatever way that you can listen to more music that isn't just the same artist over and over again, obviously. And yeah, that's really about it for how I discover music. And just kind of like, this really shouldn't be a video. Like, it really shouldn't be. This should be basic knowledge, but I just don't think people go through their favorite artists' albums. I really don't. I really fucking don't. I don't think people do that. But at least general audiences definitely don't. General audiences, but I don't know. Maybe there's definitely people out there that do what I do. There's definitely probably a decent chunk that like music enough that would do this, because it makes sense. You should. If you like a song enough or you like an artist enough, you should go through their entire, or at least a good majority of it. You don't need to go through everything. Obviously, I didn't go through the entirety of The Cure, because I was like, About Here is like the last, like all the songs that I had on the playlist I just went through those albums and then I kind of stopped. So I could always go back to The Cure if I want to, but I think I have enough from them to where I'm satisfied with where The Cure is on the playlist, you know, which is great. And that's fine. If I want to, I can always go back and finish off those albums I never got to. And you know, you don't need to like, your favorite artist and you don't know every single individual song by them. That's fine. You don't need to do that. But I'm just saying, like, if you like an artist enough and you only have like 2 songs from them, and you like them enough, go through the album that those songs are from, right? Why not? Go listen to a couple albums. Listen to an album by them. Listen to their top 10 songs. Just, you know, listen to more than just the 2 songs you have on the playlist. If you don't like any of them, then like, okay, who cares? Go to a different artist. You know, listen to other stuff, right? If you like only one song by an artist, that doesn't mean like, it decredits that one song by them if you like it enough, right? You know what I mean? But yeah. Other than that, that's, I think, really about it about like music discovery and how I listen to music and what I do to branch out and listen to other things that isn't just one lane, only listen to the one artist, only listen to one genre, and only listen to like 100 songs on repeat, because that would get really annoying. I think I would fade to black after that one, to be honest. But yeah, other than that, that's about it. See ya.